Investigative agency has unearthed a Pakistani plot to fund fake journalists in Kashmir using money from the narco trade. The motive of the plot, as per sources, was aimed to create an anti-India narrative and glorify terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir. The SIA raided terror financiers in Baramulla. Around over 6 lakhs in cash has already been recovered by the police as those raids continue in Jammu and Kashmir. That's the big piece of breaking news that's coming in. I'm joined by Tejinder S Sodhi on the broadcast, who's getting us the latest details amid this crackdown on the terror infrastructure in Jammu and Kashmir. Tejinder, over to you.
Yes, you see, Ayushman, these raids were conducted by the State Investigation Agency in multiple locations across Baramulla, Nambla, Uri. And this is a case which the SIA had registered on 31st of March this year under FIR number 73/2022. So this case pertains to the funding of fake journalists in Kashmir by the money generated through narco trade. The journalists were funded so as to create an anti-India narrative and to glorify terrorism in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. This case was registered after the security forces, they got the inputs that narcotics which are smuggled from the Pakistan side are being sold in various parts of the country, and the money generated is used to finance terror modules, separatists, OGWs, and also the money was given to those skins of those terrorists who used to get killed in the encounters with the security forces. During the course of investigation, the SIA also found that this money was also being given to fake journalists across Kashmir Valley so as to create a fake narrative about the situation in Kashmir and to present a fake picture to the globe, to the world after the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A that all was not well in Kashmir Valley. So a large amount of money was given to those fake journalists so as to spread an anti-India propaganda and make an anti-India narrative across the globe. So a huge amount of money has also been recovered during the raids. Around 7 lakh rupees has been recovered, and what we are told by the sources within the SIA that several arrests have also been made. This was a team of SIA from Jammu which with the help of local police and with the help of local administration carried out these raids at multiple locations in North Kashmir's Baramulla. What is more important that the raids were also conducted near the frontier town of Uri, where in several places which are adjacent to the line of control, like Nambla, those places were also raided, and a large quantity of documents, electronic devices have been recovered by the SIA, which will further help in the investigation. Yes, Ayushman.
Right. And Tejinder, can you tell us more about these financiers who have been raided in Baramulla? Are they linked to the big newspapers of Jammu and Kashmir?
See, Ayushman, as far the sources within the SIA, they have not disclosed the names of those fake journalists who are involved in creating these fake narrative, anti-India narrative, because sources within the SIA say that the investigation is still on, and disclosing the names of those fake journalists who are involved in spreading this anti-India narrative would weaken the case. So far the identity has not been revealed, but yes, we are told that several arrests have been made, and in the coming days more arrests are likely to be made. You see, Ayushman, ever since the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A did take place on 5th of August 2019, there has been a flood of fake news that has been coming out from the Kashmir Valley, showing a narrative which goes against the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, a narrative which goes against the Union of India, wherein they are saying that people are not happy. So they are towing the line of the separatists and Pakistan. So there has been a flood of those such type of news stories. So given the fact that now SIA has found out during its course of investigation that such type of stories, such type of narrative is being made after these so-called journalists, they are getting huge amount of money, and that money is generated by these terror sympathizers through the narco trade. You see, in the recent past, if you remember, large quantity of narcotics, especially high-grade heroin, is being smuggled from the Pakistan side, either using drones or through other means, through the line of control or the international border, and that the money generated out of that narco trade is now, it has been established that it is not only being given to the terror outfits to fund terrorism into the Kashmir Valley, but also given to separatists, given to OGWs, so as to keep the network of those OGWs and separatists going on. Also, what the SI has revealed that during its course of investigation, it has found out that a huge amount of money is also given to the next of kin of those terrorists who get killed during the encounters. Yes, Ayushmann.
Right. Tejinder, please stay with us. We're getting some more breaking news from Jammu and Kashmir, where the Jammu police has busted 3 terror modules and have arrested 7 terrorists, as well as recovering a large cache of arms and ammunition. The module is linked to the Lashkar-e-Taiba and has been involved in attacks on minorities in Jammu and Kashmir. My colleague Tejinder was speaking to ADGP Jammu, Mukesh Singh. Listen in.
Sir, you have been able to bust 3 terror modules who were trying to revive terrorism in Jammu region. Could you please share more details with us?
We have arrested 3 people so far, and the head of this group in Jammu was Faisal Munir, who is a resident of Jammu city. This Faisal Munir had 3-4 more operatives with him. 2 of them have been arrested. Few more arrests are likely in this case. With the arrest of these people, all these cases have been solved. This group of Talib Hussain used to receive weapons through drones. They have admitted that they got 5 drone sorties full of weapons across Lamberi and Naushera sector in Rajouri.
Right, so that was my colleague Tejinder S Sodhi in conversation with ADGP Jammu, Mukesh Singh, and he's joining us on the phone line as well. Tejinder, how significant is this crackdown on the terror infrastructure in Jammu and Kashmir?
You see, Ashman, this is a big success for the Jammu police, which has been relentlessly working to curb the menace of terrorism from Jammu region. There were inputs that the Lashkar-e-Taiba terror outfit based out in Pakistan is trying to revive terrorism in Jammu region, and the Jammu and Kashmir police, especially the Jammu police, on specific inputs they were carrying out. They carried out several raids, and in those raids, a total of 7 terrorists have been arrested. These terrorists mostly belong to the Lashkar-e-Taiba terror outfit, and they were tasked to carry out multiple attacks across Jammu region, especially to target political workers, leaders of various political parties, and to carry out selected assassination of the minority community. So this is a major success for the security forces, and the sources are telling us that Pakistan-based commanders of the terror outfit Lashkar-e-Taiba, who have been identified as Qasim, Bashir Shizan and Albert. They were running, Albert seems to be a code name of some Pakistani army officer who is helping the Lashkar-e-Taiba terror outfit. So his code name is Albert. So these terror modules based out in Jammu region, they were in touch with these Pakistani handlers, and several drone sorties were used to send in large quantity of arms, ammunition and narcotics into the Indian side. What is baffling is that these sorties with the quantity of arms and ammunition that were recovered in Jammu region, they were being sent to Kashmir Valley. This was also disclosed by the ADGP Jammu, Mukesh Singh, when he was speaking to CNN News 18, that these arms and ammunition, they were being sent to Kashmir Valley from Jammu region, and some of these arms were kept in Jammu so as to carry out terror strikes in Jammu region. With the busting of these 3 terror modules, the security forces in Jammu region, they have also cracked the case of attacks on minority community members, the grenade attack in Rajouri, 2 IED attacks in Rajouri, and also the drone dropping case which happened in the month of in the month of May in the Kathua sector, wherein the Kathua police, they shot down a hexacopter and recovered 6 sticky bombs and also recovered 6 under-barrel grenade launching grenades. So clearly, yes, Ayushmann.
Right. Thank you, Tejinder, for getting us those details.